All right. Well, Helen, thank you so much for hopping on. I'm super excited to have you here.
Well, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to speaking to you today.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about you. Where do you live? How many kids you have? All that kind of stuff.
Well, I live in Musselburgh, which is near Edinburgh in Scotland, and I live with my husband of, oh gosh, like 7 years. I think we've been married now, but we've been together for like 14 years. And we've got two children. I've got Daniel, who just turned 18 at the weekend there, and he has Down syndrome. And I have an 8-year-old as well who is called Noah, and yeah, he's our child together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I saw it seemed like you guys had a really fun birthday party for your son.
We did. We had a
Yeah.
great time. We have to make it special, and this lockdown wasn't going to stop us.
Yes. Yeah. 18 is a big one, right?
It is indeed, yes.
Yes, yes. So I'm excited to chat with you and just to dive in and hear a little bit about your journey and just how things have been and impacted and changed so much
Mhm,
for you. And I know from my perspective, just watching you grow and change over the last couple of months has been phenomenal. And so I'm
mhm.
excited to dive in with you a little bit about it today.
Yeah, well, it has been quite a couple of months, hasn't it? But I
Yeah.
suppose my journey started in December 2018. And both me and my husband were signed off sick from work because we were having a real problem with our youngest at school. He really wasn't coping well. He was struggling really badly, and it was impacting us at home. And I wasn't able to work properly, nor was my husband. So
Mm-hmm.
we took some time off, and it was during that time that I thought, do you know what? Something needs to change. It's not working.
Yeah.
We're stressed out. Um, we were in our house that we bought ourselves. We were 3 years in, nothing much done to it. It was kind of all our stuff dumped into it. And it just felt like I was on a bit of a roller coaster, but nobody was with me and we weren't really having fun, if you see what I mean.
It's kind of a
And
lonely roller coaster.
yeah, it really was. And even me and my husband were both on totally different paths as well. Like
Yeah.
he was on the big one and I was on the small one.
Yeah.
But sort of in December, I saw your post up on Facebook for the 30-day declutter. And I thought, that's what I need. I've become a slight hoarder of stuff. And my husband's always like, oh, for goodness sake, get rid of some stuff. And I'm like, oh, no, but I'll need it. I'll need it at some point. But it was literally like everywhere in the house. It was a nightmare. And so I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go on that. This is something I need to do. And so I did. I decluttered my kitchen. I managed that in the 30 days. And it did take me 30 days to do the kitchen and a little bit of digital decluttering and stuff. And so I kind of came with you on that journey. And then we were on the Set You Free
Uh-huh.
group as well. And
Mhm.
I kind of went along and I got really inspired with some of the mums that I listened to for the More Than Mum Summit as well.
Mhm.
And it was really good. I was like listening to all this stuff, going, oh, this is brilliant. I'm really, really inspired. And then something happened and life happened. And I kind of just fell away a little bit. Like
Yeah.
my momentum had kind of just stopped. And then I was back to the grindstone of my work, struggling about whether I was going to have a job, and also just being there for my child who was actually desperately having a really bad time at school.
Yeah.
And my son was leaving school and going to college. So it was lots of stuff was happening, and my life just kind of got insular. But I still sort of, I dived in a little bit. I kind of dipped my toe in a bit, but I just wasn't decluttering. And I think my heart of hearts, I wasn't ready. I
Mhm.
really
Mhm.
wasn't ready. And so, sort of fast forward to December 2019, I then got your invite to join the Rising Mums Club.
Mhm.
And I joined that and I just went, this is what I've been needing. I've just been needing some other people who are going through the same thing to talk about. and also listen to their experiences as well and think,
Yeah.
oh, I can be inspired by you, and hopefully I can inspire other people. And so then I went on. Now, the biggest part of my house was my bedroom. It was one of those places where everything else got tidied and then everything just got shoved in our room. And it was a tip. It literally was, especially my side of the bedroom. And and then asking the kids to tidy their rooms, and they're kind of like, yeah, what about your room? And you're like, actually, yeah, you've got a point there. So I know that we sort of did a mini declutter, like a 5-day at the beginning of this year, 20. And I went, right, I'm doing my bedroom. And I literally cleared out the closet, I cleared out the other cupboard, and I just got rid of all my stuff. And I literally, like, my husband came in and I did it in one whole day. I just went, I'm just going to do it in a day. And my husband came home and was like, what's happened to our room? There's a floor and you can see surfaces. He's like, where's everything gone? And I did chuck so much stuff away. And then from then, I've just had this momentum. I've done my kitchen again, and I've done lots of rooms. And I know I was talking to you about it, and I was like, I'm not sure. Like, my mindset has completely changed. It's
Mm-hmm.
shifted, and it came into something that you'd said, which was about your hoarding and looking at stuff. It's emotional. It's an emotional tie, and I realised that I had had a lot of issues with my dad. My dad had left us when I was about 11 or 12. And I think it was from that point, because I used to be a really tidy person and really
Mm-hmm.
neat, and I had things in place, and I was never a hoarder. But after that point, I think I just started buying things. And I think I hit the nail on the head the other week when I suddenly went, oh, my things don't leave me like my dad left me. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's why I've been so tied up with stuff. But I know at the end of last year, me and my dad reconnected, and I've just gone, I mean, there's still a long way to go, but I've just gone, I'm going to let that go.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let all of that hurt and that frustration go. And I feel lighter for it. And then just all of a sudden, ping, something changed. I did I did this personal resilience module as part of my work stuff, because we've had to do stuff online.
Mm-hmm.
And I read all about this personal resilience. So it's all about self-care and looking after yourself. And I kind of went, oh, I'm really low on this resilience. I'm literally at just coping point. And I'm like, what can I do? And literally the next day, the 15-minute clean your house in 15 minutes came up. And that's
Yeah.
where you would notice that actually that shift turned for me. I did the course quite a few times. I've gone through it a few times. And I just went, yeah, I can do this. But I did it bit by bit.
Uh-huh.
And I think that is where it stuck for me. Doing it in a whole oneer was like, it was great because you suddenly went, oh, this is lovely. But it didn't seem like it was manageable.
Yeah.
Or
Or
what's that
lasts,
word?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I divvied out my kitchen. I know everyone probably laughed at me going, this is zone 1, done zone 2. But to me, it worked. I started at one side and I went round the kitchen, and I did it little bit by little. But it meant that I could give it a good deep clean. I could look at stuff. And because I was able to throw things away, I did. And
Mm-hmm.
actually, I've got a kitchen now, 4 weeks on, and it's still all right,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And even since then, it's like, oh, I'll just go and clear out this drawer, or I'll just do that. So, and I feel like I'm able to do other stuff now and not just worry about the house. There's
Yeah.
still little bits to do, but there's other things that I can do now with my time and my mind.
Yeah. Well, and that's why, so that's part of why I wanted to have you kind of share your story, is because I have seen that light bulb switch for you, and
Mhm.
looking at, like, I know I talk to people so many times, and they'll do like a massive spring cleaning, or they'll go through and declutter all this stuff in one weekend. But like you said, until you really get down to those emotional pieces of why we're holding on to stuff, or, what our beliefs around our stuff are, and all of those sorts of things, and start to process through those, it's almost like just a Band-Aid, right? Like, or we
Mhm.
do it for a short period of time, but it doesn't ever seem like something we can maintain. And
Yeah.
so for you, I just noticed and I saw this massive shift, like something clicked for you. And then, like you said, tying it back to those like emotions between your dad leaving and,
Mhm.
that your stuff doesn't leave you. And so you can hold on to your stuff and just keep collecting more and more stuff. And that once you found the freedom from that belief, like everything shifted and everything changed for you. And it's
Mhm.
just been amazing. Like, honestly, you were on fire with getting rid of stuff, like so motivating and so inspiring. And, you talked about the community in the beginning, but like you have been such a paramount part of that community. And it's amazing how when you're in community, like your changes and your progression has helped inspire so many other
Mm.
women in the group and helped keep everybody else encouraged and supported and be like, yes, we can do this too. And so there's just been something really powerful about everybody kind of coming together and then just watching you
Mhm.
navigate through those changes. It's been profound and absolutely beautiful. And, you've talked a little bit and you kind of dabbled a little bit in that it's created some space for you. Like now, your house is cleaner. It feels manageable. You're doing
Mhm.
it in like less than 15 minutes a day or whatever it may be. And now it's created more space for you
Mhm.
to do so many other things. So what are some of those things that you've noticed it's opened up for you? Oh, are you there?
So,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, sorry, it
It,
glitched a bit.
it's
But
okay.
are you saying about what things can I do now?
Yes.
What things? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's opened up for me because I'm actually a speech and language therapist, and I used to work with children with Down syndrome. But I took a break about 3 years ago because I did a lot of traveling with that job, and I needed to be at home with the family. And also, I just thought I'm quite niche. I need some more experiences. So I stopped that job and I started working in schools just as an ASN auxiliary, like an additional support needs helper in the classes.
Mm-hmm.
I've really enjoyed that, and I've been doing that for the last 2.5 years. And I've been working with special needs children, regular kids, just doing everything. And then, but in the back of my mind for the past 3 years, I'm like, I want to do my independent stuff. I really want to have my own program. I want to deliver training because that's what I used to do, and I love doing training. And I've also had this idea of doing singing, signing, and story times
Mm-hmm.
sessions. And I did, so at Christmas, I did a one off kind of a taster session for families, and I had 8 families there, and I really enjoyed it. And it was fabulous. And I went, right, that's it, I'm going to do it. And then January and February, I was like, I was just really scared.
Yeah.
I wasn't, I don't know, I just didn't feel like I could do it. And so I've kind of just been reading lots of things and looking at who am I, what's my core vision, what do I want to do? And I do want to set these groups up. I want to be independent. I want to do training stuff. And I've kind of got my big guiding vision. And now I'm just starting on the baby steps to
Mm-hmm.
doing that. So I've got my Facebook website, and I'm ready to kind of do my sessions online because obviously at the moment I can't do them in person.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to kind of just do some songs on there, do some signing on there just to get me out of there, because I think it did go well before Christmas, but I think I've lost my courage. But this has kind of helped me realize that actually that's what I want to do. So I
Yeah.
need to work towards it. And now I've been able to go, right, I know a bit more about myself. I've worked on it. I've done it. And I've even got myself a step-by-step thing of what to do for the next 2 weeks,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Well, and then
Mm,
even just looking back to like how you kind of described yourself before as being, you were drowning and you felt like you were just coping and could
mhm,
hardly keep up. And then now to see you in this place of feeling like I'm so full of passion and inspiration and it's scary and I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going forward with it and I'm going to do it because I've been able to walk through all of this other challenging stuff and come out on the other side, and it's helped refine me and make me a better person. And so I think it's just beautiful to watch that. And, so many times, like that's part of my story too, was that,
mm,
you reach those low, low moments And then you find that path out of there, and it creates so much more opportunity and so much more space to be able to do those things that you love and make you passionate and happy, and yet still have a family and still be
Mhm.
present with your family, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you were sitting there talking to somebody that was on the fence about jumping into your clutter-free home or Rising Moms Club, what would you say?
Well, I would say that it's worth all the time and effort that you put into it. It's just a really good, if you want a group of, well, it's predominantly it's women, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if you just want to be in a supportive group where people are going to be there from all over the world. I mean, that's what blows my mind, is that we've got them on probably every continent, haven't we? And it's
Yeah.
just wonderful to get everyone's experiences, but be able to show who I am and share my experiences. And I just think it's a really supportive network. I mean, it's taken me a while to get there,
Mm-hmm.
but now that I've got this group and I'm able to share where I've been, where I'm going to, I think it really gives you a boost. It really does. And so you may as well give it a try,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and certainly give the wee courses a try, because obviously they're all pre-recorded, but they're just really good. Like, you give such amazing advice, and especially with all the new stuff where you've done lots of videos of actually showing people, right, this is what we're going to do, and actually proving that it takes 15 minutes to clear a drawer out. And I think people get lost in the thing of, oh my god, I've just got so much. And yes, my bedroom was like that. I think I just kept looking at it and going, I just can't do it anymore. I can't look at it. And I just went, right, I'm going to start with that box over there.
Mm-hmm.
But if it wasn't for the group and the support of you and everybody else, I think that box might still be there,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't have worked through all of these issues that I've got, and I wouldn't have clicked, or if I had have done, it would have taken me a lot longer
Yeah.
to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And like, how long, do we let that box sit there before we decide that we are uncomfortable enough with that box that we need to
Yeah,
move the box, right? Or get rid of the box?
yeah,
For sure. For
yeah.
sure.
Well, the box ended up having things like the washing piled on. To be
Yes.
fair, that first box I started with, I just went, I don't want any of that, and I chucked it all.
Yes. And
So
sometimes it's like so funny too, is like we have stuff that we store away and we keep it for that, like maybe someday what if, but then we forget what's in the box when it's tucked
mhm.
away, like even just recently my dogs have been having flea issues or whatever. So I bought some diatomaceous earth to put out on the backyard. And my husband was like, "Oh, I have a box of that buried back in the back of the shed." I'm like, "Well, that's not helpful." Like, I didn't know it was there. When things are so tucked away, buried in the back, like how do you know what you have and where it is? Like you
Yeah.
end up buying a new one because you don't know. So, but yeah,
Mhm.
if you were to do it all over again, so if you and I were just now meeting, and we were just interacting, what would you tell yourself then that either you wish you had known then or that you would do differently again?
I think it's looking into your mindset. I think that's actually the real key, is
Mm,
actually your thoughts. Because I've just read something this morning that basically says your thoughts are more powerful than you think.
yeah.
And it was she was quoting this um, experiment that had happened with people pretending to play pianos. And some people actually did play the keys of the piano. Some people just thought they'd done it. And actually, they were both more or less exactly the same when they did the
Yes.
brain test afterwards. And so, actually, that's really where I've been learning a lot about what are your core values, what are your mindset. And I think I heard people last year talking, like brandishing these words, and I was like, I don't really know what that means. I don't know what resilience means. I don't know what core values is. What's all this stuff? And actually, now I've been looking more into it, I understand it and I've got it. And my mind is like, oh, I'm in a totally different place. And obviously, since February, I've been doing the journaling as well, because I was like, I must write a diary, because I wrote a diary as a child. But I was like, right, I must do this diary. And actually what's been lovely is I got your journal and I started it on the 1st of February, because I totally remember, because that was the first date. And then my son came in, my youngest, and he just went, what's that, Mum? And I said, oh, it's a journal I've got. Oh, can I have one too?
Aww.
So the two of us have been journaling together at night time, and actually it's been good, because he's had like a children's gratitude one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really been helping him keep his temper even. And if he's had a really rubbish day, I've said, no, come on, there must be 3 good things that's happened today. And that's where we kind of, and that's kind of where we're at. And we just really enjoy that time together.
Yes. And I feel like that's such a gift that you are giving them, right? Like, it's not just for you. You're teaching your kids skills that they're going to have their entire life, and how that's going to impact them 20, 30, 50 years from now. Like, we don't know, but I just see it as being something amazing, and such a gift that you're giving them right now by teaching them those things. And I think you're so correct. Like, oftentimes, like, and you said the one about the piano. So I have heard one similar to that in terms of piano, or not piano, swimmers and Olympic swimmers and things. And they did a study, same thing, where they had people visualizing their strokes, like in the swimming pool. So like just imagining their arms cutting through, and like practicing over and over and over again inside their head. And that when you actually put them in the swimming pool, they had the same sort of impacts as if they had been in the swimming pool every single day, even though they were never even in the water in the first place. And so it's amazing how much we take for granted. Like, we think that we have to just go out there and physically do all, but yet we underestimate the power of the change that we can make just by the way we're thinking. And so I think you're so correct. Like, it's such a key piece. And when you unlocked that, I think that was your big pivotal moment, was when you unlocked that piece. It's like everything changed for you. You went from feeling like you were dabbling and you were trying, and maybe you cleared out a box or 2 here and there, or maybe you did a few little practices here and there, but nothing ever really felt like it stuck really well until it's like that light bulb went on for you, and then it just clicked, and it rolled, and it now seems so effortless for you, and the momentum has built, and the motivation is there, and it just seems like everything is flowing so much easier for you.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And it's just kind of I just love the fact that I didn't know really what being positive was. I just thought, tell myself I'll be positive. But it was really hard to kind of dig it. I'm so sorry. I'm having to do something for my son at the same time.
You can take a break. You can pause and do it. It's okay.
Thank you. Oh. You can get it to stay up. Oh, I'm kind of pulling it now. These Pez things that pegs, the Pez sweets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, there we go. Done. Right, off you go.
How they've never invented a little like click that you lock it in when you stick the candies in.
I know. Oh God, maybe that's what I should invent. That would be awesome.
Because it's like this tricky little thing getting all those candies in there, and like you'd think that they would have just put like a little click, little stopper. You pull it out, put the stopper in, put all your candy in, pull the stopper out.
Yeah. Well, I used to be able to unwrap them and stick them all in at one, but they've changed the wrappers and they're not the same anymore. So misspent youth.
Yes.
Right, sorry for that.
That's okay. It's okay. It happens. I don't remember where we were at, what you were saying, but I know we were talking about, about like that, like the small little, like the mindset shift was the thing that really clicked for you, and things changed everything.
Yeah. And it was all that stuff as well about gratitude. How funny that is, really because I had to look at my journal, and it's just like I woke up today, that was my win. I was thankful that it was Sunday because it's a day off. Whereas now I'm writing stuff like, thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for giving me these opportunities. Thanks for giving me a brilliant mindset. And it's really funny how even that shifted for me.
Yeah.
I'm sort of thankful for every little thing that is given to me and has been offered to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas before, I think they probably were offered to me, but I wasn't seeing them and I wasn't
Exactly.
embracing them. Whereas now I really am, and I just feel like I'm on a totally different direction now, and I'm
Yeah.
so happy.
Yes, yes.
Mm,
And honestly, it radiates from you 100%, and
thank you.
it's so beautiful to see that. Yeah. So, as we kinda get close to the end and wrap it up, is there any last little thing that
Mhm.
you feel like you wanna share?
I just want to share and just say thank you to you, Renee, because it has been an absolute blast knowing you these last, well, year and a bit, actually. Yeah, a year and a half, maybe. And everything you've said has always inspired me.
Mm,
And I
thank
just
you.
absolutely love listening to you, what you've done for us as well, and sort of bringing, the Mom Summit last year. And I'm going through that on the Rising Mums Cup because obviously I didn't hear the one from the year
Yeah.
before. So I've been going through that and going, wow, this is so brilliant. Like I wished I'd seen this in my younger years. Like I really do. Because I don't think I would be sitting in my 40s now going, oh, right, okay, I'm changing my mind now. That's it. My life's on a different trajectory. It would have been nice if it was like back in my 20s. But
Mhm.
you know what? Maybe I wouldn't need that if I hadn't have gone through the stuff I've done in my 20s and 30s.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So
100%. I think that the journey that you're on is there for a reason. And like even going back to this gratitude too, of looking at all of those experiences and the journey that you've been on and saying, thank you for the fact that it's
mhm,
brought you to the place that you're at right now and the opportunity that you have to set up forward on a whole new trajectory,
yeah.
and so it's amazing. Like I even sometimes think that too. I'm like, gosh, I wish I had known these things when I was 22. But at the same token, you look at like, would I have received it the same as I do now? Or, and
Mm,
now I have an opportunity to go in a completely different direction versus if I'd learned this when I was 20, maybe I would have been somewhere totally different. And so just, embracing that this is the journey that we're on and being so thankful for that. And I
yeah.
am so thankful for you too. So
Oh, thank you.
yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, Helen, thank you so much for hopping on. Thank you so much for being such a powerful, inspirational part of our community. And thank you so much for sharing your story. I know and I hope that it inspires so many other moms and women out there that they can do it too.
Oh, I hope it does inspire everyone because it's been a wonderful journey. So thank you. Thanks for
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. All right. Let me freeze here. Where's my screen? Hold on. I had it all